I love a beautiful salad in the springtime, and I'm going to make a spring grain salad, starting with the grains. So I'm taking a couple of shortcuts in this recipe. These are 2 microwavable pouches of grains, and this is really a great mixture of farro and quinoa and barley and millet and all those good things. And it's so nice because you don't have to buy different bags of grains and cook them all. So then I've got some beautiful peas. They're just frozen peas that I thawed, so they're still nice and cold. And then goat cheese. You could also do feta, whatever is your favorite or whatever you happen to have in the fridge. I love goat cheese. Oh, radishes. Perfect spring salad ingredient. I love growing radishes. Somehow when I grow radishes, they're a lot spicier. And then some halved cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, different colors. Things like this are just glorious, and I could eat just this for dinner. The other people in my life would wonder where the steak is that goes with it. And then just some chopped herbs. And then my second shortcut is bottled dressing, and this is a lemon garlic dressing. Oh, just perfect. Oh my goodness. You can totally make your own dressing, but this is such a great shortcut, and you don't have to drag out all the different elements of the dressing, which is nice. And then just toss to your heart's content. And you could sort of mix it ahead of time like this and then refrigerate it and let the flavors start to meld, but we don't have time for such things. This is how I like to serve it. I have a big, beautiful bowl of arugula, and I'm just gonna try to get it into a pile in the center of the arugula. Toasted pine nuts, and you can also sprinkle on some extra, goat cheese or whatever you have, but to me, get the tongs, get the servers. To me, this is what spring is all about. And how easy was that? Such a triumph.
My easy, parsimonious chicken tortilla soup. I'm just going to add in some veggies, okay? But first, just get a little bit of olive oil down. All right, into my pan here to sweat everything out, the jalapenos and my onions I'm about to get in with some salt.
Salt.
And then I like to hit it with lots of black pepper. And the onions, I like to kind of not chop them down. I love how they can kind of, be a texture moment in the soup, and you pull up your spoon and there's little pieces of onion hanging off the side, So think about that when you slice them down. And then get in a little bit of cumin. Let all of these spices bloom.
Smoked paprika?
You already know, this is my hot Hungarian paprika.
I haven't seen it in a while.
It has been in the pantry. Speaking of the pantry, it's a good time at the start of the year to look through your pantry, smell all of your spices. If they don't smell like what they should smell like, just get rid of them. This is gonna get nice and tender. To this, I would add the can of diced tomatoes and green chilies that is always in my pantry for a good nacho dip. Yeah,
That's so
it's all in the
smart.
same can.
So smart.
Yeah, and sometimes you can get just the green chilies, but I like the tomatoes and the green chilies together.
That's like you added salsa to your chili once. Remember you made that?
That's right.
It's a great idea.
And then, GZ, this luscious stock. Just pour that right over the top.
That's at least, what, 2.5 boxes of stock?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
And then just shut up the pot,
At least 2 boxes.
All right, so after that is all in there, you're gonna cover it up. You're gonna cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes or so, just to kind of make everything marry. And then it's gonna come out looking like this, and then we're not done yet. To that, you just add in some rotisserie chicken. Obviously, you can buy shredded chicken now in the grocery store, or your rotisserie chicken and do the work yourself. But we're saving money here, so.
I wonder if we did how much this would cost per person. I'd probably like
very inexpensive, I would have to say. So the chicken, just so you know, I put that in at the last minute, maybe just 5 minutes before you serve. It's already cooked. I don't want to cook it super long and dry it out. I just want to rehydrate it and bring it into the game. So let me make a little bowl.
game time.
It's game time.
It's game time.
Giddy up,
This is actually game time
Giddy
food.
up.
Giddy up. That's what you say when
know?
you ride a horsey. I mean, you got to have some toppings for that.
You
It's all
do.
about.
Very simple. Okay, now this is what I've also found as I'm trying to get back into my jeans, is the smaller you slice things up, the more plentiful they feel. So just get that on there.
We could have used some of that leftover green taqueria style sauce too.
Oh, yeah. that's
Actually,
gotta be
really
served with-
could. That would be delicious.
Or plunk.
And then, oh, here we go, a spoon. And then this would be, and kind of looks like sour cream, but I've been
What is it?
replacing that in my kitchen with a little Greek yogurt,
Oh,
Oh.
whole fat,
risotto.
right over the
Did
top.
you fry those strips?
Yeah,
Sonny?
those are fried, 350 at with some oil. You can do canola. I usually do like a shallow fry too. Don't worry about deep frying it. Just an inch in your pan
Jeff, that's for Jeff.
and give it a
Oh,
go.
that's for me.
Here, pass that hot sauce down if you
Hot
want
sauce,
any.
there you go.
Do you want hot sauce?
Yeah, I'll have some hot sauce, and I'd love a spoon. And I can do this old-timey style.
Lisa, can I have some more tortillas
down.
too?
Yeah,
Calm
wow,
down.
2 spoons. I'm going in there, Sonny. I got some onion
Go in.
hangover.
Great.
Simple. You've got a good stock to start with, so you
I
don't
mean-
really have to go hard in the paint, you know, with the flavor.
The foundation is a good stock, and it's, you know, it's soup. It's soup consistency, but it tastes thick on the palate. You know what I mean? Because it's so luscious. Then you get the little crispy bits on top from those strips of tortilla. The Greek yogurt brings the tang like a crema or sour cream would.
I love crema.
And the star of the show is that perfectly reinvigorated chicken. You know, that is just perfect. Dab of hot sauce per spoon. And you got yourself meal number 2 from chicken number 1.
Lettuce wraps filled with succulent grilled chicken. So I'm gonna get a quick marinade on the chicken. I've got some really thin chicken breasts, and I'm adding some olive oil, minced garlic, lemon zest, and crushed red pepper, salt and pepper, and the rosemary I just chopped really fine. There's kind of a little energy in the air today because my mom is coming, and we all love G so much. My mom's name is Jerry. The kids have always called her G, and she's just kind of walking, talking, breathing sunshine everywhere she goes. Wouldn't you say?
I agree.
I didn't necessarily think that when I was a teenager and she was like giving me rules. I didn't like those teenager rules at all. But I've come to appreciate her now that I have teenagers, and it's all about rules in our house. Boy, I am really diving into like the history of my adolescence. So if you have time, come and look at this, Alex. If you have time, you can get this marinade going and give the chicken a good hour or so, but we don't have time for that because G is on her way. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get these on the grill. They've already got plenty of oil on them, so get them on one by one. G lives about an hour and 15 minutes away, so hopefully the timing works out. All right, I'm gonna babysit these chicken breasts, cook them for about 4 to 5 minutes per side, and then we'll keep moving forward with the mom lunch. The chicken is beautifully grilled, and I'm gonna just remove it to the board and let it cool while I make some other ingredients. Nothing like grilled chicken for a mom lunch. So I have a question. When are you guys gonna make me lunch? Huh?
You don't give us a chance.
Well,
You're always the one cooking.
fair point. For the lettuce wraps, I'm gonna make a really simple kind of bruschetta topping. And I've got some diced tomatoes, some finely diced onion. This is basically the tomato topping that you would put on top of grilled bread. Which, do you like bruschetta?
Oh, yeah.
Or bruschetta?
I love
It's
bruschetta.
one of my favorite things on earth. Chopped artichoke hearts from the jar or the can, either one. Lemon juice, olive oil.
This is right up G's alley. It's also fresh.
This is up G's alley. That is so true. Anytime G comes over, I just think, my mom's coming over. I'm so excited. I want my mom. Okay, added some salt and pepper and a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes. I I just kind of leave these out on my stove. They never go into the drawer. And I'll give this a stir. Yum, yum.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's very simple, and you can add some fresh basil if you want, or just kind of, I like leaving it plain and holy. So I'll put this into a little dish. Things I love about my mom. She's nice to everyone. She's always got a smile on her face. Unless you get on her bad side. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think she has a bad side.
I don't think so either. She speaks in sort of a sing-song voice.
She does.
It's like, hi, Riri. It's kind of, you know, intonation. She's always optimistic. She's a fun person to be around, unless you're a teenager. Okay, so I'm gonna move this board over here. So I'm actually gonna present the lettuce wraps on a board so everybody can dive in and make their own. So I'm gonna put the tomato and artichoke mixture on the board, and I'll show you what else is on there here in a second. And I've got a big old knife, and I'm gonna chop or dice the chicken. You can slice it really thin, but I kind of wanna get it into little bitty, kind of bite-sized bits. So give me a minute or two. I'm gonna chop up this chicken. Okay, so look at this board. I chopped the chicken and I put it on the board. I've got some Bibb lettuce leaves, some Parmesan, a little dish of pesto, the tomato artichoke bruschetta topping, and basil leaves. So isn't this a beautiful presentation?
So beautiful.
Lovely. I've also got some balsamic glaze. So I'm gonna save this for G's arrival because I don't want to mess everything up, but just for you viewers at home, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to serve. You can figure it out, it's very easy, but a little bit of chicken, little bit of pesto on top of the chicken.
Yum.
Need another spoon here. Little bit of the bruschetta topping, and a little bit is a relative term. Little parm, some balsamic glaze. Oh, beautiful. And then, why not, a whole basil leaf.
Wow.
Oops. This is a great little spin on lettuce wraps. My mom loves flavors like this. She is going to absolutely love it. Unfortunately, this one is not gonna last until she gets here. Might as well go ahead and eat it.
A crisp radish salad.
I love radishes, and I'm gonna shine the spotlight on them. I'm gonna make a vinaigrette, and what I've done is I've taken some orange or grapefruit juice, in this case, some grapefruit and orange juice. I've reduced it down till it's like syrupy. Nothing else is in here. So when you
like
reduce
that.
it, you get more flavor, and it sticks. So to this, we're gonna add a little salt, some soy sauce, some Chardonnay vinegar, which I love, some mustard to go with the French radishes,
Yes, oui.
pepper, a little honey. The honey is gonna go really well with the radishes because we need a little sweet to counter all that pepper we have. And then finally, some olive oil, extra virgin, and not a lot, not like a vinaigrette a lot, but just I would say 50% olive oil. Okay. Okay, to this bowl, we're gonna add a little fennel, some radishes.
This is gonna be pretty.
So pretty, right? That's just perfect. That's enough of those. The watermelons? Yeah, okay. Just put them in here. We're good to go. Now, for the salad, I have avocado. The avocado you want to use, you want to touch as little as possible. I would, when I make my guacamole, I would just cut here and squeeze into the bowl.
That's right.
I wouldn't even put a spoon to it. But in this case, I just want to get a spoon down into it. And try not to get this end here because there is a big seed there. It's such a beautiful thing. Then I'm going to put the citrus first.
Okay.
Okay.
Because drizzle is going to take care of everything, the salad dressing. Now I'm going to take some of this. First thing I do is I'm going to put the sauce on top. The last thing I'm going to do is salt it because if I put the salt then and the sauce after it, it's going to push the salt off. So it's really important that this really coats the avocado. It does two things. It flavors it, most importantly, and it also keeps it from going brown. Oh, it looks good. A little in here.
Yes, don't neglect the radish.
A little in here. No, I'm done with that, Jeff. a little
You don't
bit
want
of.
none of these either?
Don't change my recipe.
I'm just trying. I mean, I did a lot of work and you're barely using anything I've done, so I'm just concerned.
Just want to make sure I had enough, that's all. A little salt in here, because don't forget, no salt has touched this. And then we're going to salt the avocado.
Yes, it needs
it.
it.
Then some serrano chilies that I de-seeded and diced finely.
Jeffrey, I mean, come on, I'm hungry over here.
I'm doing my best. You know, you
the
can't rush perfection, right,
longest
Jeff?
salad
And there you have it. You want to have some?
I'm taking a taste, Jeffrey. Yeah? There's so much going on in here. The peppery radishes, the creamy avocado, that punch of citrus. That is such a delicious vinaigrette. Oh man, Jeffrey, it's good. That little hit of jalapeno at the end, it's spicy.
Southern tea sandwiches. So Nancy, we're gonna make 2 types of sandwiches. I'm gonna do a smoked salmon and cream cheese sandwich.
Okay.
But we're gonna do the cream cheese little mixture on our own instead of just buying like chive and onion cream cheese.
Right.
So 8 ounces of whipped cream cheese. I find that whipped cream cheese is just a little easier to manipulate. I have chives and I have scallions. So I like the variation of oniony flavor.
Yes.
And to that, can you add the zest of that lemon? Not only are we making one sandwich, I'm gonna make another one. I'm making a egg and bacon salad. But look at this cool thing I learned, Nancy. There's a wire rack here, right? So instead of like, you know, dicing it up and all of that, you just push it down and it breaks just like that.
Oh, how cool
Isn't that cool?
is that?
You do it.
Oh, can I do one?
Yeah. It's a good stress reliever.
Oh, can I do another one?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I love this.
All right, so what we're gonna do after Nancy mixes up our chive and onion cream cheese, we're gonna get 2 slices of bread. One side, the salmon will go, and then the other side, that's where we're gonna put the cream cheese. We're gonna sandwich it together, cut off the crust, and you got your Southern tea sandwiches.
Now, let me tell you a little secret that I learned because I'm only 50 years older than you are. When you need that bread not to get soggy,
Yeah.
you take just a thin layer of butter and put it on both sides of the bread
Ooh.
so that whatever you're
Yeah, it
building the sandwich
it creates
with,
a layer of protection.
correct.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. I have 6 boiled eggs here that I put through my wire rack. I'm gonna add to that some shallots, chopped parsley, so bright, a pinch of smoked paprika, a pinch of salt, pinch of black pepper, a little squirt of this Dijon mustard. I have to dice up my bacon here. I have a little bit of mayo here, so just gonna mix it up.
It looks delicious,
Isn't it pretty?
Kardea.
Wanna build?
I want to build.
Yes. I put some butter here. I would love to see this trick.
Well, it's easy. I mean, it's just, you know, you're just kind of skimming the bread.
Yeah.
And that will prevent moisture from making the bread soggy so that your sandwiches stay nice. And it's butter.
So of course, so it adds a little richness to it.
And everything's better with butter.
Absolutely. First, we'll make the smoked salmon and cream cheese sandwich. Oh, Nancy, that is perfection.
Aren't these beautiful?
They are. Now we'll make the egg and bacon salad sandwich. Nancy, can you grab the serving tray for me? I got some sliced cucumbers here, and I like just putting that on top for just a little extra pizzazz. And I want to put the egg salad.
On the bottom?
Yes.
Beautiful.
A fried red tomato sandwich. I just sliced 2 thick slices of a red tomato, and I'm gonna make the breading. In one bowl goes an egg, and I'll just whisk it, cornmeal, cornstarch, salt, and pepper, and stir this together. So I'll take 1 slice of tomato at a time and totally coat it in the egg. And then I want to get as much of this cornmeal mixture on the outside as I possibly can. Okay, then it goes straight into an iron skillet. I've just got some vegetable oil heating over medium-high heat. Now I'm gonna let these cook on the first side until they get nice and crisp. Ooh, that looks good. So while they finish on the second side, I'm gonna get the bread ready. Real mayonnaise, spread it out on both sides. A little salt and pepper. Okay, I'm gonna check on the tomato slices. I think they are good, so I'm just gonna put them on paper towels, drain off most of the grease. Just stagger the slices. Does this look good or what? But I do have a little fresh basil. Put the second half on. Oh my goodness. What a beauty.
We're gonna make Caesar salad. And when you have really great Caesar salad, what do you gotta have? Exactly. Great croutons. And great croutons, a lot of people like to use day-old bread, which I think is fine, but I don't have time to wait around for the bread. So what I'm gonna do is just cut some rough crostini-style bread. I've got the oven fired up, of course. Knock that out. Looks like about enough. I should probably check this out. Okay. When I go to the store, I have to get 2 loaves of bread. One that I eat as I peruse the store, and the other that I actually come home and cook with. Okay? Look at different pan. Okay. Quick, simple, easy. I think if you're gonna have croutons, if you're gonna eat them, you're gonna do it, don't do them out of a box. Come on. That, a little bit of olive oil. Each one of them. We'll get it with a little S&P. We get a little bit of thyme in there. Parmesan cheese. Okay, we're gonna let these just go and dry out. It's gonna complement the Caesar salad. We are Caesar salad fans around here. A little dust of some Parmesan. But I only want Caesar dressing. I really gotta make the dressing. Now, different people, some people like to emulsify. Well, I'll show you in a little bit, but you're gonna see, make the bomb, especially with those fresh eggs, those golden yolks, nuts. All right, this, just peel up, just sprinkle on a little bit of thyme. The stem comes off with it, that's fine. That means it's tender enough. That's it, okay? A little bit of time on that in the oven. Over to the side, don't want it to brown up too much. Let it come out, let it cool down, turn out nice and dry. Okay, so in with some garlic. A little bit of anchovy. And this is the key right here with the 2 forks. We'll just go 1 nice big anchovy, depends on the size. Okay. A little bit of Dijon mustard. A little more, so you can see that. So the yolks, the garlic, the anchovy, Worcestershire. Just a touch. A little bit of the lemon or lime. There you go. So now, wanting to break up that anchovy, I'm raking the anchovy over the other fork. And this one here, I'll make it easier so you can see this. See this? So what I've got is I've got this anchovy sitting in here, and I'm raking that over the top of the other fork, just really helping that anchovy break down. Now, if you have anchovy paste, that's fantastic. Okay? We break that down. There we go. Now, this is not a super emulsified dressing. We could do this with a food processor. It would be really nice and tight. But when I was the flambe captain at the Red Lion Motor Inn in Eureka, this is how we did it tableside. There we go. And for a little more flavor, a little extra virgin olive oil as well. Okay. We're in good shape with that. We'll just let this hit a little salt, pepper to it, and then we'll just let this kind of sit here and hang out and let all the flavors come together. Refrigerating, it's a great idea, but we're gonna use it so quick. Hunter, go ahead and hit some croutons on that. And we made some Caesar dressing. Ryder got the eggs. Julesy and Hunter made the sandwiches. But look at this beautiful Caesar dressing with those golden yolks out of my chicken ranch. I am a chicken rancher, as you can tell. Okay, you good with that?
Is that good?
A little bit more. All right, here. We'll just spoon on. Let me scoot in here, son. So we kind of do a rough cut on the romaine. We've got Worcestershire garlic, anchovies. Hunter, there's some Parmesan cheese right there. Grab that. It's going to be kind of a appetizer hand salad.
I'm representing the South with a West Virginia classic, a fried bologna sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
So I'm starting off with my bologna here. You can look for the nitrate-free bologna.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
make
well,
those now.
I like nitrates.
I'm using a pork bologna. I like the flavor that's in it. My grandpa was the king of bologna sandwiches. He made them so good. Now, he always cut a little X in the center, you know, cutting slits in the bologna. It helps it not curl up. So you get all those
Center X.
nice crispy edges. And I'm just gonna put a little butter on
Oh, you
it.
need butter, man.
Really
You gotta have butter,
expensive
right?
these days, butter. I
Yep,
don't know.
and then I'm gonna just throw my bologna right on there.
Jeff, I gotta tell you, every time Katie dips into Grandpa's repertoire,
She does well.
she comes through with fire. So I know you started strong, but she might
Listen,
be the finisher,
I guess
the
if
strongest finisher in the game.
If I get beaten by, someone who did their shopping at a gas station,
Whoa,
then I guess I was
Whoa.
All right, guys, so there's a lot of debate. Some people like to do yellow mustard on
That's
their
right.
bologna. Other people like mayonnaise. So I'm doing both on this
Whoa,
sandwich.
that's radical.
Yeah, one side of the bologna sandwich is gonna have the mayo, the other side is gonna have yellow mustard. And in my opinion, it needs to be yellow mustard. None of this fancy Dijon stuff going on.
She gonna
I
get
just
you.
want the old school, I want that vinegary, acidy taste.
A gas station mustard.
Okay.
It's from the pack, from the,
This
is
is
it from?
looking-
Oh my God, yes,
Oh, my
Katie.
Lord.
Here we go. And I'm just gonna throw some
On that, oh
cheese
my
right
God.
on there.
Yeah, I think I invented this move.
Yeah, let's
sure.
get
Season
our
2 of
cheese
sandwich.
going.
How is Katie not fatter? Genetics? Genetics.
All right, I'm gonna just mush this all up here.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, she's doing it.
Got a Sandwich King skills implemented here in
All
your
right.
sandwich construction. I'm just saying.
Jeff invented sandwiches too.
Oh.
All right, so here we go.
This is crazy. You know, it was
Build
so
this
crazy.
sandwich.
If I made this, the hood would not let me come back to the hood.
Why?
Because this is legit real. This is cooking for real right here
That
on the
is good.
kitchen, y'all.
Now I'm gonna take some barbecue potato chips to give us a little texture. Like so.
A lot
You know
of.
when you have the barbecue potato chips on the side and you take a bite and you take a bite? Now I'm gonna add some shredded iceberg lettuce.
Totally.
Give
Oh,
it a
she's-
little bit more crunch.
She's throwing you under the bus here.
I love
on
it.
here. All
going on-
right,
she's going
and
right at
now
you.
for the key ingredient.
bologna
Have you
bus.
guys ever heard of chow chow?
Yes.
I have, yes, yeah.
All right, so chow chow, there's a northern version, a southern version. Northern version has more veggies in it. Southern version is mostly cabbage and some peppers. There's sweet or there's hot. I'm using the sweet. It's like a relish, so there's a good amount of acid in here that's gonna go great with that fat of the bologna. And we always had a jar of chow chow. Sometimes my grandma would make it homemade. You can buy it in the store, you can buy it online. But this is great, like on a piece of grilled fish, on a piece of grilled chicken, on your roast beef like Jeff had.
Hey,
It's
listen,
kind of like a southern.
Leave my beef out of it.
Oh my God.
I don't
All right.
know.
This is
Jeff,
so
this is
crazy. I'm
just
very
gonna kinda-
impressive.
Yep.
Ugh.
Honey? Let me know what you think about
Look
that.
at this. You see how I flipped it to get to
saw
the
that.
right
Yeah,
bite,
that's
right?
not a. That's.
I'm learning from you.
I'll be highly impressed if the white bread gets stuck on the roof of my mouth.
Oh.
West Virginia in the house.
Wow.
I love the chips, perfectly fried bologna. You need a little bit more crunch with the lettuce, plus your Katie Lee, so you gotta come through with a little bit of redeeming health, right? This tastes like childhood for me. Like I still got a piece of bread right here. This is delicious.
I'm gonna make an Asian noodle salad. It's so flavorful, so easy to make, and it's bursting with pretty much every color under the rainbow. Now, there's a lot of prep to this salad, but nothing is complicated at all. I just sliced up some purple cabbage, otherwise known as red cabbage, depending on who you ask. Now, I've got some cucumber slices. I used an English cucumber and just seeded it and sliced them into crescent moon shapes. And then kale. Kale is my life these days. I don't know why, it's just so delicious. It holds together really well in salads. I just pulled the leaves off of stalks of kale and then I shaved it really, really thin. Now, a bag of sweet peppers. I love these little things. They have a teeny bit of spice, but they're really, really beautiful, super tasty. Now, there's another kind of cabbage in the salad, Napa cabbage. Also one of my favorite salad ingredients. It's nice and crunchy and curly and pretty. I love colorful food and pretty food. And then some shredded carrots. And then I have a nice pile of bean sprouts. Really, you can use any veggies you want for this salad. Pretty much anything goes. And I also have some sliced scallions. I'll get those in there. There is so much flavor in this salad. I absolutely love it. Now, gotta have noodles in this salad. That's part of what makes it so delicious. I've got some thin cooked spaghetti. You can use linguine, you can use rice noodles, pretty much any noodle you have in your pantry. The point is you have noodles, you have colorful veggies, and it always turns out gorgeous. The salad's all tossed together. Now for the delicious dressing, which is a major part of how delicious this is. It starts with olive oil, about a half a cup or so. I love jars when it comes to making salad dressing. It makes everything so easy. And then about a third a cup of low sodium soy sauce. I'm just guessing. I'll also add about a fourth a cup of oyster sauce. It's really thick and rich. It adds a little bit of sweetness. That's a good amount. And then for some bite and tang, about a fourth a cup of rice wine vinegar. You can just use regular white distilled vinegar if that's what you have. You can just use what you have in your pantry. Now, I love toasted sesame oil. I think I'll add about 2 tablespoons, which is quite a lot, but I love the flavor of this stuff. It's so good. Now, speaking of flavor, I've got some minced ginger, out of this world, and then several cloves of chopped garlic. I definitely need some sweetness, so I'll put about 3 big tablespoons of brown sugar. You can also use honey, that's really delicious too. I love brown sugar, what can I say? Now I'll just get the lid on and give it a shake until it's all mixed together. Okay, that's it for the dressing. So it just gets poured over this gorgeous, colorful, crispy, crunchy salad. Now I'll just toss it around. Oh, this is looking good. You basically want to have as many vegetables as you do pasta noodles. You don't want to have too much of any one ingredient. Now that's looking great. I just have a couple of more things to add. This will send the flavor over the top. I've got some fresh cilantro and then peanuts. I love the crunch of peanuts in this salad. I'll just get about half a cup or so. You can just leave them like they are. I like to chop them up a bit so the pieces aren't quite so big. Those look good, so they go right into the salad. And I'll just toss it. You can also save a few extra cilantro leaves and peanuts to sprinkle over at the end. I think everything looks just perfect. Now, this is a lot of salad, so I usually grab the biggest platter I can find. If you start with a small platter, you're gonna have salad all over your counter. So it just goes right on. I mean, this salad could win every beauty pageant it enters. Nothing about it that isn't gorgeous. I tell you what, if you love color, this is definitely the salad for you.
So I think I'm gonna make Croque Monsieur, which is like a French ham and cheese sandwich. So the first thing I need to do is make a roux, which is a white sauce. I need 2 tablespoons of butter. Melt that. 3 tablespoons of flour. And you just dump the flour in all at once. Cook it over low heat, just for about a minute or 2, until the flour is a little bit cooked. White sauce is a really convenient thing to know how to make. It's great for thickening things like chicken pot pie. It's great in gratins. Now what I'm gonna do is add 2 cups of scalded milk. That's milk that's heated just below the boiling point. And just cook that until it thickens. Just stir it the whole time so it doesn't burn. Okay, it's thick. Just below the boiling point. So now I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and a pinch of nutmeg. It's classic in white sauce. Half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and half a cup of grated Gruyere. And it's all just going to melt together in this sauce. So it's really nice cheese sauce with lots of flavor because the Parmesan and Gruyere taste very different. It gives it a real depth of flavor. This looks good. Okay, now I'm going to assemble them. So what I've done is I've toasted the bread, taken off the crust, and I baked them at 400 degrees for about 5 minutes, turned them, and baked them another 2 minutes, and they're ready to go. Now, what I'm going to do is put a little mustard on one side. Croque Monsieur is a classic French lunch, and any good cafe in France has Croque Monsieur, or Croque Madame, which has, it's exactly the same thing with a fried egg on top. So get it thinly sliced, a really good, either baked Virginia ham or a Black Forest ham, something like that. And then sprinkle some Gruyere right on top. And put the other slice on top of that. A little bit of the cheese sauce. This is really cheesy. More Gruyere on top. So I'm going to bake these at 400 degrees for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to broil them for 3 to 5 minutes. They'll be nice and brown and crusty on the top. Hot from the broiler. They don't look bad, do they? Lunch is ready. This is my idea of what a business meeting should be. So how about a Croque Monsieur, which is a French ham and cheese sandwich.
If it tastes as good as it smells.
I hope it does.